Hello, Drake Huggins, Musically Optimistic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing this new Overpade album, wiZZard. Overpade is an artist who I covered previously on this channel with their album Age of Aquarius, where I shared my grievances with the album as I had quite a few, and somehow with how awful I thought the album was, I was actually in the minority. Currently an album of the year has an aggregate score of a 74, however if you take my review out of it, it'll probably jump up to like an 80 or something. Safe to say my opinion wasn't very popular. I got pushback on the review, on my worst of the year list, hell, even on the website I got pushback. But my opinion has not changed into the project, and honestly, if you want to hear what I have to say, 1, go watch that review, and 2, watch this one, because honestly, a lot of the things that I didn't like about that album are unfortunately carried over to this one. wiZZard does start out promising though, with The Future in My Soul having a very different aesthetic from anything off of Age of Aquarius. It's much darker, atmospheric. It really does have a nice enveloping aura to it that I really do appreciate. It's very much a change of pace from what he was doing on Age of Aquarius, and even when he comes in, it sounds pretty good. Until exactly halfway through the song, where we get one of the biggest flaws with Age of Aquarius, which is the incessant and excessive and overuse, borderline abuse of the vocal chopping. I'm not against vocal chopping at all. I think you can do whatever the fuck you want. But when you're using it as excessively as Logic was using it on his Everybody album, I think it's pretty bad. In fact, you make Take It Back's vocal chopping look light in comparison. So yeah, this is my favorite song on the album, and it really only goes downhill from here. We get to track 2, Skittish, and it immediately goes back into Age of Aquarius vibes. With a very simple breakbeat loop, simple melodies. It's just, like, if you listen to Age of Aquarius, this is the same shit. I didn't even listen to the album that came out after Age of Aquarius, because this is his 3rd project. I don't see any improvement whatsoever. Wishmaster featuring Gal the Arsonist is a pretty okay song. I love Gal's part on here because the vocal chopping used on his verse actually helps to contribute to the chaos and sort of manic energy of the entire track, but it's not enough to save the song at all. And it's the same sort of basic breakbeat loops and synthesizers and whatever up until Alive, track 7, which is sort of a change of pace for the project, but not really a coherent one. Alive and the following Divine Expansion are sort of like electronic house music, which yeah, is an interesting sort of change of pace, and I do appreciate that he tried switching it up for once. But it's not like the rest of the album sounds like this, because immediately after we go to Surrounded featuring Suave Dubois, and it's just a standard hip-hop track. Like, this song could not sound more out of place in the chill, mellow, somewhat dark vibe of this project. Love is one of the more interesting tracks here, but honestly, this late into the album, having such a grand song like this, doesn't really interest me. I mean, I'm at this point of the record, I'm literally falling asleep, and I had to skip like halfway through. It's just, it's so fucking boring. And the album closes off with Starships, which it's a standard Overpade affair. Aside from a couple instrumental switch-ups in this project, it does differ from Age of Aquarius, with this album having some more personal and heartfelt lyrics, but ultimately they fail to mean anything as they're sandwiched in between just general generic braggadocio that was on the other project. Like, you can be sincere and talk about serious stuff, but just putting it in between generic ass bars doesn't, it kind of takes away any value you could get from it. And despite the efforts to diversify the sound and overall palette of this project, the biggest sin of this entire record is just it's dreadfully boring. Like, but like a couple tracks in, I'm already considering turning it off, because it sounds fine. It's fine on the ears. It's a smooth listen. The issue is that it's too smooth. Like, this almost put me to sleep so many fucking times. I couldn't even finish the album in its entirety on my first listen because it is so dreadfully fucking boring. So yeah, in short, the vocal chopping is annoying. The instrumentals are just boring. I'm almost falling asleep thinking about this album. Yeah, I don't think this is much of an improvement from Age of Aquarius. His fans seem to be liking this album the least out of any of his projects. So I just wonder where he's going to go from here. Clearly, he's going for a bit more of a diverse sound palette on here. I don't entirely think it works, but hey, maybe the next project that comes out, maybe it'll blow my mind. Anyway, for now, I'm feeling like a 2- on this thing. I didn't really enjoy it too much, but yeah, that's that. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.